A medical doctor kills a black baby using a vacuum pump 15 times. Put up the picture full mass, one of the saddest stories you'll hear. Once again, speaks to the reality of what happens inside of medical facilities, especially to women of color in the United States of America and beyond, in a 78-page complaint filed July 1st in Connecticut. This was in their Superior Court. A 31-year-old, Danielle Mackenzie on the left, arrived at the hospital to give birth to her baby. This was on the 17th of February. She was 40 weeks and 3 days pregnant. She was in great health according to all medical reports and had a textbook, quote, normal pregnancy. The new lawsuit claims within about 20 hours, she was fully dilated. After she pushed for roughly 90 minutes, Dr. J. Matut on the right allegedly recommended a vacuum extraction to hurry the delivery along. This was his call, all right? Now she and her partner, Fabrice Diaz, in the center are grieving given the loss of their son, Alexander, after they said the doctor recklessly applied the vacuum pump 15 times to the baby's head. The highly excessive application not only went against guidelines from the National Institutes of Health, but the mother's desperate pleas for a C-section. The mother had better intuition medically than the doctor. The suit describes how the newborn had no cry, poor color, poor Apgars scores, was limp, and had swelling of his head consistent with a hemorrhage. When he was finally delivered via the process at Greenwich Hospital in Connecticut, the newborn was rushed to the National Intensive Care Unit nearby Yale New Haven Hospital, where he was intubated and in critical condition before he died roughly 1 hour later after the doctor provided that procedure. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. So let's go to the guidelines that were broken here via the Black woman patient. The NIH, National Institutes of Health, maintains detailed guidelines. These guidelines are publicly available around how to use the vacuum-assisted deliveries, which account for roughly 2.5 of the U.S. births, saying, quote, no more than 3 sets of pulls and a maximum of 2 to 3 cup detachments or pop-offs. The total vacuum application time should be limited to 20 to 30 minutes. The complaint claims that Mackenzie and her baby underwent the vacuum suck an astonishing 12 times with 2 pop-offs during the course of the 30 minutes. When all attempts were unsuccessful, Mackenzie said she was told to push again for about half an hour, in which the doctor allegedly applied and released the vacuum to the infant's head 3 more times for a total of 15 tries, well outside of the guidelines here. According to the NIH guidelines, quote, sequential application of the vacuum and the forceps or vice versa is discouraged due to a higher risk of what? Fetal, and maternal injury, and obviously it could be fatal. Adding that a C-section should be the backup plan in case of failure. The U.S. has the highest rate of maternal deaths of any high-income nation, and the racial disparities of maternal mortality statistics are shocking. A Black mother, regardless of education, regardless of income, is 3 times more likely to die than a white one, many from preventable causes, according to the CDC. The data on infant deaths in the U.S. is just as alarming. Black women are twice as likely to have an infant die by the first birthday than a white woman. Disrespect for care, institutional racism, and not being listened to, as was the case with Mackenzie's C-section request, are all things that contribute to the high infant mortality rate that Black mothers experience. In addition to the doctor, the complaint names the hospital, Greenwich, Yale New Haven Health Services, and Summit Health. While the latter has not responded to a request for a statement from the local news outlet on Greenwich Time, Yale New Haven Health and Greenwich Hospital spokesperson Dana Marnane told Daily Mail, quote, Greenwich Hospital is aware of the lawsuit, is committed to providing the safest and highest quality of care possible. While we are unable to comment on pending litigation, we have offered our deepest condolences to the family, end quote. In addition to multiple accusations of carelessness and negligence, the lawsuit acknowledged the long-term impacts on Mackenzie, who, quote, suffered and continues to suffer extreme psychological and emotional distress and impaired her ability to carry on and enjoy life's activities. I can't even imagine. According to the suit, the grieving couple is seeking money to cover lost wages, hospital bills, burial expenses, in addition to punitive damages such other relief as the court deems just and appropriate. This is one of those cases where the mother actually did speak up. Now, there are some cases where the mother, the father, they listen to the doctor. They feel something may be off, but obviously these are the experts, and then disaster happens. I've heard those stories. I've been at Morehouse School of Medicine lecturing where those stories were told. I remember when this report first came out that showed the maternal mortality rate as it relates to Black women in the United States of America. And then you now have a situation where the mother, who's obviously in distress, she's given birth. She tells the doctor what needs to happen next, and the doctor ignores that. Violates protocol, goes outside of the guidelines, understands the risk because you're trained on why the guidelines are there. Sharon, I know you can articulate this way better than I can, but my goodness, this baby could be alive today if this doctor followed not only the protocol, but just the recommendation of the mother.
I am so about to be emotional about it. You know, TV's Judge Hatchett had a similar story.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yep. And she's been ringing this bell for many years now, sadly. I don't know why we are hated so much. And I'm sorry, Doc, that's how I feel. Black women, when will we just be valued a little bit? You've experimented on our bodies. You've been careless and reckless with us because I just don't think you care. I think if she weren't Black, this arrogant, pompous, careless doctor might have listened or might have followed some kind of training protocol. And I don't hear that. Forgive me, but I want to know why we're so hated. Why?
Yeah, as I've said, Black women are the most underprotected demographic on this planet. And that's why here we make sure we try to even that as much as we can by advocating. But I hope that this sends a message after they sue the pants off this hospital and this doctor. Obviously won't bring the child back.